All right, back here for the fourth and final hour of today's Monday edition of the Bernie and Sid in the Morning Show. And we've got some interesting stuff coming up this hour. The number, as always, is 1-800-848-WABC, 1-800-848-9222. So I mentioned earlier, I don't know, over a year ago, we had this huge event, Hackensack Meridian Health Stage 17. And I think, was it a Nash Country event, Bernie? Was that what it was?
It was. Well, it's funny because one of the sopranos, what's his name? Dominic Chianese was there. So I don't know why.
So was Chaz, but they didn't perform. They were guests.
Right, but that begs the question, why would they be there for a Nash event?
Because I think Rita Cosby at the time just invited well-known people.
Okay, well then it was a Nash event.
Because I remember all the acts were country, if I remember correctly.
That is right. That's exactly right, yes.
Mike McVeigh was there, you and I, and we met this young lady. Turns out that I graduated from Baruch College, and she's a professor at Baruch. And she's writing books and doing all kinds of stuff. So we became friends that day. And then Rita's old producer, Cosby's old producer, this guy, Michael, one of the great stories. Bernie and I were doing something at Pubs and Politics, one of these events that we put on here at the Cutting Room like a couple of years ago. And I left my phone in the cab and I started wigging out because without my phone, I'm a mess. Somehow or another, the person contacted me. We found it. And Michael took a cab to this guy's house on 12th and University to retrieve my phone and brought it back. So I love Mike forever since that day.
And, of course, he's got that personal story.
Yeah.
The kidney.
Yeah, he made it through. And I guess he may be repping her. I don't know. Here she is. The book is out. Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies. Making her debut on the Bernie and Sid Show, Kiana Danial. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, Kiana.
Good morning, and it's Kiana Danial. How are you,
I didn't know.
Daniel.
I didn't know. I never know. I knew it was
I may
Kiana.
be in denial a little bit, but that's not my last name.
So how do you come to Rita Cosby's old producer, Michael? What's your relationship there? What is that?
So that's very interesting, actually. So the kidney story that you talked about, I came to know Michael back when I was on Tinder, and I found my husband there, by the way.
And you had a baby. Congratulations.
I did. I just did, and she just turned 1. But so back in the day when I was on Tinder, I actually came across Michael.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm not looking for dating. I'm just having a kidney transplant. Can you be my friend? Aww. And we just became friends. And he's this awesome person. He really is such a beautiful soul.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not looking for dating. I'm looking for a kidney.
No, he wasn't looking for a kidney.
I don't want a kiss. I want your kidney.
He didn't even ask for it. We didn't meet for the longest time, but he's this like beautiful soul.
Yes.
And this was at the time that I was really just starting out my business, and he helped me throughout that event, and we just remained friends. I never even met him, but yeah, so that's how then when he found out about my new book and the babies and everything, is like, are you looking for a PR? I'm like, absolutely. So that's what he's doing for me right now.
Plus,
and he's doing a great job.
He did get a kidney.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Right.
Yes. He's
legal.
alive. He's
good. Alive and well. And thriving.
He's good. You know what he's doing right now for me? This morning, my daughter was going crazy. I forgot to bring my mascara. He's out there. He's buying me a mascara.
He does that type of stuff. He'll get your phone from the cab or buy mascara. So, now, I know the answer to this, but for folks that don't, where are you from originally, that accent? Where are you from?
So I'm a Persian Jew.
Right. Iran.
Iran,
right,
yes.
Iran. I haven't said anything right yet. Danial, Iran. I'm from Brooklyn, so Iran.
Yes.
So do you like the Shahs of Sunset? Is that a great show or not?
So I do. My mom doesn't.
Is that right?
Yeah, my mom thinks they are misrepresenting, but I think they're actually
that's
cool.
like the Italians that don't like The Godfather and Sopranos.
Exactly.
Old school wouldn't like that show.
No
But yes, the young generation like Reza, that's the guy, right?
He's kind of cool.
He is kind of cool. Gay and open and
Muslim and Jewish and everything all mixed together.
Right.
So.
And most people from Iran are like you guys. They want to come. They want to be more westernized. They don't like what the folks in charge of that country are doing. This is what you're doing, what Reza's doing. That's what most of the folks in your country want to do, right?
Absolutely. Most of the folks in Iran as well. Even though some of them can't get out of Iran, but that's unfortunately the reality.
Bring back the Shah, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Bring him back, baby.
You know what?
1979.
You know, Johnny Russo in the book talks about the Shah of Iran, too?
He went to Tehran. I didn't get to read that portion of the book because I just got it on Friday. But, yes, he went to Tehran. He's got a big story about that. I don't know what it is, but I can't.
There was an envelope involved. I know that. There always is.
Yeah, we're talking about a previous guest.
The guy from The Godfather.
Yep.
So now you're involved in this cryptocurrency. So how does a young lady who's about to give birth to a baby, you're obviously very busy, how do you get involved in writing a book? How does that happen?
So this is actually my third book. And the story about this book is kind of interesting because I was planning on taking the year after I gave birth to my daughter off. And she just turned 1 last week on International Women's Day. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take it off. I'm not going to do anything. And this guy was on LinkedIn, keep poking me, was like, hey, I have a book deal for you for dummies. I'm like, yeah, right. Like I get these kind of emails on LinkedIn a lot.
Right.
And he's like, cryptocurrency book. I'm like, I don't think so. I think you're a scam. And actually, let me give you a backstory how I got involved in cryptocurrency. I first heard of cryptocurrency back in 2011. And at the time, I was trading Forex, which is one of the riskiest assets ever. But even though I was in that risky market, I was like, oh, Bitcoin is way too risky for me. I'm not going to get into it.
Bitcoin, too risky.
Yes.
Right.
And of course, when Bitcoin went up to $20,000 in 2017, I was like, oh my God, I should have listened to my friends who told me to buy Bitcoin.
Hate
But
when
I
that
didn't.
happens.
Yep. What happened, how I actually got involved is that in beginning of 2017, one of a company in the UK reached out to me and asked me to do research and analysis on blockchain and crypto, because that's what I do. I do investment analysis. And I'm like, I have no clue about Bitcoin and crypto or blockchain. They're like, we'll figure it out. Can you do this for us? So I started diving into cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is one of them.
Right.
And its underlying technology, which is called blockchain.
Okay, so cryptocurrencies, then, that's the family. Bitcoin is one of them. What are some more?
Ethereum, Ripple, Monero,
Gotcha.
Holochain. There are 2,000 cryptocurrencies other than
2,000?
2,000 as of today and counting. And this is kind of becoming like the dot-com bubble. Do you remember what happened? Like
People made
was going
millions.
crazy, and everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
And what is the underlying technology behind that is the internet. So the blockchain is kind of like the underlying.
You're saying blockchain? Blockchain. Okay.
L-O-C-K.
Yep.
Chain,
Okay,
right? So this is kind of the new internet, and that is what is absolutely fascinating. And Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are just a byproduct, just like email is a byproduct of the internet.
Right.
Bitcoin is a byproduct of the blockchain, and blockchain is now really revolutionizing companies and how governments work. And what they're trying to do is to take the middleman away, take the power from the centralized entities and decentralize it. That is what blockchain can do. And you can apply it to, payments like Bitcoin, but you can also apply it to voting system, healthcare, you name it, legal system, you name it. And so I was fascinated by this. Oh my God, I want to get my hands on this. So that's when I started learning more about cryptocurrency and started trading. And then, while I was just about to pop, this guy on LinkedIn was like, I got a book deal for you. And I'm like, after 3 months, I checked him out. He was actually the author of Stock Investing for Dummies.
So real guy, okay.
And by the way, you are talking to dummies when it comes to this stuff. So, I mean, I don't know the first thing, even with your explanation, I still don't know how you can Bitcoin. You can't go to, say, Key Food and buy some apples and cereal with a Bitcoin. I mean, how does this work? What are you actually buying, and what does the currency look like?
That's a good question.
Right. So, do you know what credit card look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, credit card. Do you remember what before we had that? We had cash. Before that, people were trading gold. Before that, people were trading their roosters for shoes. Right. So, this is basically the evolution of money, and digital money is basically just taking the next step instead of being in credit cards. And the fiat currency, what we call fiat, is US dollar, Japanese yen, the euro, British pound, all this stuff. These are government-backed currencies, which is great. But for countries like America or Europe, which have kind of stable politics, right?
Right.
I mean, with the exception of the UK right now. But in countries like Iran or Venezuela, which the governments are actually out there to, get the people. My dad was one of the people who lost everything at the revolution after the Shah left Iran.
Yeah.
Everything. He was one of the richest guys in Iran, and he went down to zero.
Oh my God.
His company, all his properties, and they were about to kill him. So for countries like these, where the governments can't be trusted, cryptocurrencies can actually be very helpful. It can help the underbanked or unbanked, for example, in India, where people don't have easy access to currencies or their banks, but everybody has an internet, everybody has a mobile. So these kind of things basically where the money is
I see.
going.
So
Yeah.
are you
That's
telling
good.
people that it makes sense? So if Bernie and I get a check every 2 weeks, we should take that money or some of that cash and turn that into some type of cryptocurrency because you believe in the end that'll be something for us that'll work, some safe haven, if you will?
So that is one way to look at it. At the moment, because we are not sure which crypto is actually going to become the one.
Right.
I am treating it as an investment. Like if you invest in stocks, you probably want to allocate a little bit of your portfolio into cryptocurrencies. And when you're doing so, I wouldn't go only with one. I wouldn't only buy Bitcoin. I don't even think Bitcoin is going to be the one because it has so many problems. It's slow, it's expensive. There's so many good ones that are just, well, I run studies on them every day. You can go on investiva.com, but I would invest in them as a stock.
Wow.
And hold on to them. Diversify because this is basically this is like the .com bubble, but the bubble has already burst. But we're still looking for the good ones that are going to be the next Amazons and Googles.
Mm-hmm. So if I have $100 in the bank and I want to change it into a Bitcoin currency, what I go online to what, Bitcoin.com, or what do I do?
Right. So you have to go to an exchange. You know how you buy your stocks on a broker?
Sure.
So for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are exchanges and brokers as well. And the one that in the US is the best one, in my opinion. And you can buy, right now you can get 7 cryptocurrencies on them. It's called Coinbase. You log in.
Coinbase.com?
Coinbase.com. And then if you want to go and diversify into a ton of other ones, there are other exchanges.
Gotcha.
Finance.
And you teach business at Baruch? Is that what you teach?
Wealth management, yeah.
Wow. How about that? You think Jill can do stuff like this? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Everybody can do that. Anyone can do that. My daughter can do that.
Being very self-effacing. The book is called Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies, right?
Yes, and I actually have been buzzing about the secret about the book launch. And this is going to be the first place I'm going to reveal the secret.
Go ahead, reveal it.
So all the proceeds of the book profit that are bought on my website, investiva.com, for Women's Month, which is this month, is going to help stop sex trafficking and sexual abuse of children.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Very nice.
That's fantastic. Good for you.
Yes, so after becoming a mom and seeing the realities of these, this really hit me hard, and I thought this is something that I can actually do to help.
Fantastic.
So that is investdiva.com, folks. Cryptocurrency investing for dummies. Kiana Danial, and she's going to give the money to stop sex trafficking. Listen, you're smart and you're a good person, and we thank you very much, Kiana. I mean, and good luck with all this. Come back. Let us know how it's going, all right?
Thank you. I sure will.
You got it. Okay, Kiana Daniel. There you go. We'll take a short break. More of Bernie and Sid on a Monday right after these words.
Bernie and Sid in the morning.